Jai Narayan, dear students. So, this week we are studying chapter 2 from Footprints Without Feet, the supplementary reader. And we are studying chapter 2, The Thief's Story. Till now, we came to know the characters which are being associated in the story, about the story, and we studied about 2 pages. Now, I'd like you all to open page number 10. Till now, we studied how Hari Singh approaches Anil, and then how Anil brings Hari to his room. Anil also teaches Hari to read and write. Now, I'm going to read on page number 10. Anil made money by fits and starts. Fits and starts here means not working on something consistently. Means he made money as he was not working consistently for anything. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. Borrow means to take and use somebody else's money. So 1 week he would take money from somebody else and then he would lend money to somebody else the very next week. He kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. Anil always kept worrying about his next check, but as soon as the check would come into his hand, he would go out and celebrate with that money. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. Here it is telling that queer means strange. So here Hari Singh is telling it seems that Anil was writing something for magazines, a very odd way, a very strange way to make a living. One evening he came home with a small bundle of notes saying he had just sold a book to a publisher. One evening he came home with small bundle of notes in his hand. He told Hari that he had just sold a book to a publisher. At night I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. Tuck means to push, fold or turn. So now he is telling the money which Anil brought in the evening saying that he had sold a book to a publisher, that night Hari Singh saw that Anil had pushed that money under the mattress on which he was about to sleep. I had been working for Anil for almost a month and apart from cheating on the shopping had not done anything in my line of work. In my line of work here means the principal activity in which you are expert and by which you earn money. So he's telling Hari Singh had been working for Anil for almost a month, but apart from getting 1 rupee from the groceries which he used to buy, he had not made anything else in his line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door and I could come and go as I pleased. Here Hari is telling that he was having the opportunity to do the work in his own line, as Anil had already given him the key to the door so that he could come in and go out whenever he wished to. He was the most trusting person I had ever met. Now here Hari is telling that Anil was the most trusting person he had ever met, and that is why it was so difficult to rob him. Hari Singh, when he realized that Anil was the most trusting person, then he is telling that is the reason why it was quite difficult for him to rob Anil. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. Now he is telling if a person is greedy, then it's very easy to rob because that greedy person can afford to be robbed. But it's difficult to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he has been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Now, here, Hari Singh is telling, but it is very difficult to rob a careless person because sometimes the work, the theft which has been done, the careless person is even unaware about it. And when the person is unaware about the theft, it means the pleasure of robbing, the pleasure of robbing that person is gone away. The next paragraph, well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself I am out of practice. Now he's telling कि now it was the time for him to do some real work. Now he was telling to himself that he was out of practice and he need to do the work of his own line. And if I don't take the money, he'll only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Now here Hari Singh is convincing himself that if he wouldn't rob the money from Anil, then he would simply waste that money on his friends. Then Hari Singh is adding, after all, Anil was not paying to Hari Singh also. The next paragraph, Anil was asleep. A beam of moonlight stepped over the balcony and fell on the bed. Beam means a ray of light. So at night, Anil was asleep. A ray of moonlight was stepping over the balcony and was falling on the bed. I sat up on the floor, considering the situation. If I took the money, I could catch the 10:30 express to Lucknow. Now, Hari Singh sat up on the floor and he was trying to analyze the situation. He was thinking that if he would rob the money which Anil had hidden under the mattress, then at that time he would be able to catch the express to Lucknow which would depart at 10:30. Slipping out of the blanket, I crept up to the bed. Slipping means moving out. So he moved out of the blanket and went towards the bed. Anil was sleeping peacefully. His face was clear and unlined. Even I had more marks on my face, though mine was mostly scars. Here, Anil was sleeping very peacefully. His face was quite clear and without even a single wrinkle. Now he is telling that even Hari Singh was having marks on his face, though they were mostly scars. My hand slid under the mattress, searching for the notes. When I found them, I drew them out without a sound. Anil sighed in his sleep and turned on his side towards me. Now he is telling that Hari Singh, he slid his hand inside the mattress and searched the notes. When he found them, he drew them out without a single sound. At that time only, sighed means emit a long, deep, audible breath. So here, Anil gave a long, deep breath in his sleep and turned his face towards Hari Singh. I was startled and quickly crawled out of the room. So now Hari Singh is telling that he was quite startled. Startled means a sudden shock. He was shocked and he quickly crawled out of the room. Crawled means moved out. He very quickly moved out of the room. When I was on the road, I began to run. I had the notes at my waist, held them by the string of my pajamas. Now here Hari Singh is telling that after robbing the money, he was moving on the road. When he was there on the road, he began to run. And the notes which he had stolen from Anil, he had tied them by a string of his pajama and kept it at his waist. I slowed down to a walk and counted the notes. Then after he began to run, he slowly slowed down and started walking, and then he started counting the notes. 600 rupees in 50s. There were 600 in total rupees and they were in the notes of 50-50. I could live like an oil-rich Arab for a week or two. He's telling you with this 600 rupee, possibly Hari Singh would live a very luxurious life, just like an oil-rich Arab for a week or 2 weeks. On this page, the narrator is telling that Anil actually did not have any regular income as he used to earn money by doing different activities. He did not have any fixed job. Here, the narrator says that Anil used to be worried about his paychecks all the time. But as soon as he would receive a check, he would go out with friends and celebrate. The narrator thinks that he used to write for a magazine. Now here, Hari Singh had been trusted upon by Hari the most. Hari had almost worked for Anil for a month, and then he thought upon cheating on Anil. And when he noticed that Anil was having money with him, then he decided to take the money from him, because he very well knew that Anil would simply waste that money on his friends. Now, when Anil was asleep, Hari slowly When Anil was asleep, Hari started his work. There was a little bit light over Anil's bed. Because of the moonlight that was coming in from the window, Hari sat on the floor and planned that if he took the money, he could leave the city by the 10:30 p.m. Lucknow Express train. Hari then crawled towards the bed and slipped his hand slowly inside the bed mattresses. He looked at Anil, who was sleeping peacefully without a single line on his face, and Hari's face had so many scars on it. He realized that although he was much younger than Anil, he had such a bad appearance due to his wrong thinking. On the other hand, Anil was carefree and thought good for others, because of which he had such a nice appearance. Now all of you turn to page number 11. On page number 10, we come to know that when Hari took out the notes without making any sound, then Anil took a breath in his sleep and turned his side. He was directly facing Hari, which scared him a bit, and Hari quickly left the room. As soon as Hari left the room and was on the road, he started running and had kept the notes in his pyjamas. He had tied it with a string of pajama. Then, after a while, Hari slowed down and counted the notes. He had 12 notes of 50 rupee each, which made it 600 rupees. Then Hari thought to himself that with this much money, he could live a luxurious life like an Arabian sheikh for at least 1 or 2 weeks. Now all of you open page number 11. I am going to read from paragraph 1. When I reached the station, I did not stop at the ticket office. I had never bought a ticket in my life. Now he is telling, when he reached the station to catch Lucknow Express to Lucknow, then he did not stop at the ticket counter to collect the ticket, as he has never bought a ticket in his whole life, but dashed straight to the platform. Now he is telling that he directly went straightly towards the platform. The Lucknow Express was just moving out. The train had still to pick up speed, and I should have been able to jump into one of the carriages, but I hesitated. For some reason I can't explain. and I lost the chance to get away. Now he is telling कि he very dashed means quickly ran towards something. So he quickly ran towards the platform. The Lucknow Express, which was supposed to leave at 10:30, was just moving out from the station. The train has just started. It has still not picked up the speed. Here Hari Singh is telling if he would have wished, he would have been able to jump into one of those carriages. But here he hesitated. Hari Singh is telling there was some reason which was not to be explained. He couldn't explain it. And now he is telling that he lost his chance of getting away from that station platform. The next paragraph says, when the train had gone, I found myself standing alone on the deserted platform. Deserted means empty of people. So, when the train left, now Hari Singh found himself standing all alone on that platform. I had no idea where to spend the night. I had no friends, believing that friends were more trouble than help. Now he is telling that he was having no idea where he would spend his whole night, as he was not having any friends also, because he believed that friends were always there to create more trouble than helping. And I did not want to make anyone curious by staying at one of the small hotels near the station. Then he is telling curious means eager to know. Then he is telling, and neither did he wanted to make any of the people curious by staying at the hotel. If he would have stayed at the hotel near the station, then the people staying there, they would have been very eager to know why the person is staying in the hotel. The only person I knew really well was the man I had robbed. Leaving the station, I walked slowly through the bazaar. He is telling at that place the only person whom he knew very well was the person whom he had robbed. So now he left the station and he walked slowly through the bazaar. Next paragraph. In my short career as a thief, I had made a study of men's faces when they had lost their goods. Now he is telling कि when in his very short career as a thief, he had already studied several men's faces when they have lost their important things. The greedy man showed fear. Now he is telling the expression which would arrive on people's face when they would have lost their goods. If the man is greedy, then they would show fear on their face. The rich man showed anger, and if the person is rich, then they would show anger on their face. The poor man showed acceptance. If the man is poor and then they are being robbed, then their face would show acceptance. But I knew that Anil's face, when he discovered the theft, would show only a touch of sadness. Then he is telling, but Hari Singh knew Anil's face expression also. When Anil would discover that he had been robbed, then his face would only show a bit of sadness. Not for the loss of money, but for the loss of trust. Here Hari Singh is telling, a touch of sadness will be there on his face, but not for the loss of money, but a touch of sadness will be there on his face only for the loss of trust. Next paragraph, I found myself in the Maidan. Maidan means a park, and sat down on a bench. Now as he was moving through the bazaar, so he found himself in the Maidan and sat down on one of the bench. The night was chilly. It was early November, and a light drizzle means very light shower falling, rain falling, added to my discomfort. Now he's telling the night was very cold, as it was early November, and a little bit shower was also falling, and that was the reason which added more discomfort to Hari Singh. Soon it was raining quite heavily, and very quickly it started raining heavily. My shirt and pajamas stuck to my skin, and a cold wind blew and rained across my face. As the rain was falling heavily now, so his dress which he was wearing, they stuck to his skin. And a cold wind also started blowing. The rain was falling across his face. Here, till now, we studied that when Hari reached the station, he straightaway went to the platform without buying a ticket, as he had never bought a ticket in his whole lifetime. He had always travelled without a ticket. So, when he reached the platform, the Lucknow Express in which he had to go was just leaving the platform. The train was still slow, so he could have easily jumped and got onto one of the carriages. But he did not do so. There was a bit of hesitation in him. Even he didn't understand why he had that hesitation inside him. And because of that, he could not board the train. After some time, when the train had left, Hari found himself all alone at the empty platform. Hari did not know where would he spend the night. He did not have any friend whom he could go to, as he used to think that friends were more of a trouble than being helpful. He did not even want to stay at any of the small hotels, as that would attract attention. He knew only one person very well, and he was the person whom he had robbed. As Hari was walking through the bazaar after leaving the station, he was thinking of his observations as a thief. In a short career span, he had realized that although everybody, from rich to poor, shows different reactions to losing their goods, but Anil would only be a little sad. That too would not be because he had lost his money, but because he has lost trust. Trust that he had on Hari. He would be sad that he trusted someone so much and the person had betrayed him. Hari was walking when he reached a park. He sat on a bench. As it was the month of November, the night was a bit chilly, and then the drizzle added to the discomfort that Hari was going through. It started raining quite heavily, and Hari's shirt and pajama, they stuck to his body. Cold wind they were blowing across Hari's face. I think so this much is able to you. Now all of you turn to page number 12. I went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter of the clock tower. The clock showed midnight. I felt for the notes. They were damp from the rain. Now, he went back to the bazaar and sat down in the shelter. The shelter he took was of a clock tower, and in the clock tower, the clock was showing that it was midnight. Now, he felt for his notes. He noticed that they were damp from the rain falling. Next paragraph, Anil's money. In the morning, he would probably have given me 2 or 3 rupees to go to the cinema. But now I had it all. Here, Hari Singh is once again telling that in the morning, possibly, Anil would have given him 2 or 3 rupees simply to go to the cinema. But Hari is telling that now he was having all the Anil's money. I couldn't cook his meals, run to the bazaar, or learn to write whole sentences anymore. Now he was missing all those things which he used to do for Anil. He is telling that now he couldn't cook his meal, he wouldn't be able to go to the bazaar, or he wouldn't be able to learn or write the whole sentences. Next paragraph. I had forgotten about them in the excitement of the theft. Now he is telling, just in the excitement to steal the money from Anil, he had forgotten all those things which he was getting from Anil. Whole sentence, I knew, could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. He is telling, if he would have learnt to write or read whole sentences, then one day they would earn him much more money than these few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. He was telling that it was a very simple matter to steal, to take the money from anybody, and sometimes it's very simple just to be caught. But to be a really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. He's telling that it was very simple matter to steal, and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be really a big man, a clever and respected man, was something which was different from stealing and being caught. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. Then he told to himself that he would go back to Anil. If only to learn to read and write. He only wanted to learn to read and write. Next paragraph. I hurried back to the room feeling very nervous. Now he is telling he hurried back to Anil's room, though he was very nervous. For it is much easier to steal something than to return it undetected. Now he is telling it was very easy to steal from somebody, but it was very difficult to return that stolen thing, and that also without being discovered, without being detected. I opened the door quietly, then stood in the doorway. In clouded moonlight, he opened the door of Anil's room and stood in the doorway. It was clouded, means make or become less clear or less transparent. In clouded moonlight, the moonlight was not that clear. Anil was still asleep. I crept to the head of the bed, and my hand came up with the notes. When he entered, Anil was still asleep. Hari moved towards the head of the bed, and his hands, they picked up the notes. I felt his breath on my hand. I remained still for a minute. Then my hand found the edge of the mattress and slipped under it with the notes. Hari was able to feel the breath of Anil on his hand. He remained still. He did not move for a minute, but then his hands found the edge of the mattress, and then very quietly he slipped those notes under the mattress. I awoke late next morning to find that Anil had already made the tea. The very next morning, Hari woke up late in the morning, and when he woke up, he found that Anil had already made the tea. He stretched out his hands towards me. There was a 50-rupee note between his fingers. Anil stretched out his hands towards Hari, and in his hands there was a 50-rupee note. My heart sank. I thought I had been discovered. Hari Singh here felt quite nervous. He thought that his theft was being discovered. I made some money yesterday, he explained. Now you will be paid regularly. This was Anil who was speaking. Anil told to Hari that he had got some money a day before, and now he told to Hari that he would pay him on a regular basis. My spirits rose. Now Hari Singh was quite happy. But when I took the note, I saw it was still wet from the night's rain. When Hari took the note in his hand, he found out that the notes were still wet from the last night's rain. Today we'll start writing sentences, he said. Now Anil told to Hari that very day they were going to write the whole sentences. He knew, but neither his lips nor his eyes showed anything. Here Hari Singh is telling that Anil was well aware about the theft, but he did not disclose that he knew about the theft neither from his lips nor from his eyes. I smiled at Anil in my most appealing way, and the smile came by itself without any effort. Here, Hari Singh is telling that he smiled at Anil in his most attractive way, but this time the smile came out on its own without making any effort. Now, here the writer is telling that then Hari went back towards the bazaar and sat under the shelter of the clock tower to escape getting wet. In the clock, it was 12 o'clock. Hari checked the notes and found out that they were wet. Then again, Hari started thinking that it was Anil's money, and if he had not stolen it, Anil would have surely given him 2 or 3 rupees to go for a movie. But now, as he had stolen it, he had it all. Now, he won't be able to make tea or go to the bazaar for Anil anymore, nor would he be able to learn to write the whole sentences ever. He had not realized that he would be losing all those things in the excitement of stealing the money. He knew that if he could learn to read and write, he could earn much more money than these few hundred rupees, and that too honestly. He knew that it was very easy to steal something from someone, but sometimes it was that easy to get caught as well. He knew that if he learned to read and write, he could surely become a big and respected man one day. Then Hari told himself that he should go back if he wanted to learn to read and write, and also if he wanted to be a big man one day. Hari went back to Anil's room and was very nervous because he knew that it was much more difficult to return stolen things without being caught than actually stealing it. Hari went to the hallway and stood there as the moonlight was still falling over the bed. Anil was still asleep. He went near the head of the bed and took out the notes. As he was going near the mattress, his hand could feel Anil's breath on his hand. Hari became still for a moment, but found the edge of the mattress and finally slipped the notes under it. The very next morning, Hari woke up a little late and Anil had already prepared the tea. Anil extended his hand towards Hari, and in his hand he had a 50 rupee notes. Hari thought he had been caught. Then suddenly Anil explained that he had made some money the day before, so he was giving him rupees 50. He also said that he would be paying Hari regularly. Hari was very happy, but when he took the notes in his hand, he saw that it was still wet from last night's rain. He also told Hari that he would teach him how to write complete sentences. Hari realized that Anil had come to know that he had stolen money and kept it back. But a very great thing that happened was that he did not let it show on his face or in his words. Hari once again smiled at Anil in his most appealing way, and Anil's smile also came to his face without any effort. This time, Hari was smiling without any effort. So that's it in the chapter, dear students. I hope you have understood. If you find any problem, feel free to ask. Thank you.